Scenery's moving.
Yep.
Who's driving? DCH driving?
I think so.
I feel better.
I feel like the driver, but he figured it out.
Now we just hit a deer.
Yep. Right behind. I see the 106 all the time.
This is St. Augustine. This is St. Augustine like this.
Totally different.
What is that one?
Well, it's a much older car.
St. Augustine's older than the Azalea?
Both of those two engines that were down there, JJ.
Yeah.
That was right. They wash it up there.
Yep.
Car wash.
Wash racks.
Definitely
Oh,
car wash.
I was looking for the, because yesterday I thought that 434 was up there, that new repaint, nose repaint.
Oh, yeah?
But I don't know if they shipped itself.
Yeah, someone's in there. Hopefully uses the line.
Did they?
Lights on the road.
See if we show up to see us. There's the Y. Hey, that would be awesome if we could see if 651 was on the switch. A little CMX plant.
Yeah.
The next road. Buried.
Saturday, though.
It's usually out, it's just out along the road.
Yeah. Here it is. Well, since it's Saturday, so 101 leaves later, right? Leaves an hour later, I think. Weekend.
Nice car.
Is St. Augustine the one that has the kitchen in it?
He's following too close. Don't you think?
Yeah, isn't he?
He's
Tailgating.
yeah, a lot.
So who is our host today?
David Code, mechanical superintendent.
Dave. I'm Greg.
Greg, pleasure.
Yep.
Chris, Mark,
Everybody say hi to Dave.
Hi, Dave.
appreciate it.
Yep, thank you very much.
That's it. We're
Hi,
going back
Dave.
now.
Hello, how you
I'm
doing?
Diane.
How you doing, Diane?
I'm doing great.
Good.
Every day's a good day on the railroad.
Absolutely.
Are these all lined, where do they, how many tracks do they line up to get 101 together?
It all depends on the size of it. The size of the train.
Pre-blocked for you?
No, not most of the time.
Lovely. So you slice and dice it before you can even
They
turn
make their cuts on it. The water comes by.
You gotta move the train over like 4:30. You know, we had our guest speaker last night from all aboard Florida, Gene,
Yeah.
and Michael, kid, 25 years old. I don't know if you know. No?
No.
Wow. 25 years old. He's working with Gene on All Aboard Florida. He's a graduate at Duke, and he graduated in what was it? Government affairs. Yeah. So, and tonight, of course, we get the freight side. One of the speakers from the freight side is going to come talk to us.
So that'd be, the dispatch center's supposed to be here.
Yeah, we said. I was impressed that they kept the architecture, the Mediterranean revival architecture on the expansion. That's
Right.
kind of nice.
Right.
So make sure you take pictures too.
You're not gonna be able to tell what you're shooting right now. I'm gonna make everybody car sick that watches.
How long have you been with FEC?
35 years here.
Oh, man. Oh,
Empty.
Empty.
So we've seen a few changes.
This is for modeling purposes. How to set up a model.
You beat on years of service?
Shelley.
Shelley? Yes.
Damn it.
Are you talking about him again?
Somebody else probably around here is like, he's not gone yet.
Yeah, those kinds of careers you don't hear about anymore.
Hey, I'm working on it. That's halfway there.
That's what talking with Michael last night. Here he is, 25 years old, working under Gene on All Aboard Florida at 25. If this thing takes off, he could get his 35 in.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
And he just got his gold certificate for 25 airline trips this year.
Yeah, he's traveling way too much.
Oh boy.
Biggest part of that is somebody will hire him away.
Well, that's... These guys got him from CSX.
I know.
He come from Brand X. But he couldn't have been there that long. He's only 25.
Yeah.
Sure, he went willingly. That clown outfit.
So what do you think about having passengers back on your railroad?
That should be a good thing.
Yeah. You're getting a lot of improvements on your railroad because of it.
Yeah, the track, once they do finally get
Double.
ETC and all.
Yeah, you know, I was curious. Is that just something you guys are, or do you know? Maybe you don't. That they're doing just for safety, or is that FRA mandated? Right, it's mandated. And because they pushed that back, right? They had held off a couple of years on mandating that.
That's last thing I heard, 15.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, it was like
they're
supposed to be 12, and then it was 13, and then it was 14.
They're trying to push it back to 18. Now they're lobbying.
Yeah, the big class ones.
I don't even think they've all agreed on a single system.
System?
The CSX system, they're testing up on the Aberdeen sub and Wilmington sub, one of their prototype systems right now.
Are you familiar with down in Melbourne, what used to be the old GE Railway down there? Well, it was Harris and GE, and then Harris backed out, and then it was just GE, and then somebody else came in and took that over. But they were doing, they had a couple of products that they were playing with down there. One of them were these, like for up in northern Canada and the northern United States, solar-powered switches, where you can't get power and all of that.
Touched.
So solar-powered automated switches. And then the other thing was they were working on a dispatching program. And and it was from Norfolk Southern. So they took one section, I forget which one, of Norfolk Southern, and these guys were in there, and they were slinging code, and they were trying to get it to work, and they were bringing in all of the old timers, the old time dispatchers, and these guys are just laughing at them. And it's like, well, throw problems at us so that we can kind of figure out how to computerize the dispatch. But that's the last I ever heard of it. We toured there probably 8 years ago. But that was, and then they also had something they were doing with braking, and they had one of the old FEC G9s sitting on a little grip track, and they would just kind of
Concrete
run back and
fails
forth,
too.
and they were playing with something with computer braking or something. So that was kind of interesting. Years ago.
Yeah, so all the ingredients between ice and.
I don't see much of that down here.
No, that's
We got
true.
wood down here.
That's why FEC's not making them.
Somebody wrote a whole book on the end of that car.
Still wood on these tracks over
Dirt going
Sir?
someplace else.
With rock on the head end. Yeah, no, not with rock.
go back there.
Didn't 101 go out of the side?
A little later on Saturday.
I wouldn't disagree with that.
Wait on it.
The wrong welded rail now. Oh, wait, no, there was one.
Takeoff, not six.
Here's some intermediates to see.
You got the main line now?
Southbound lane, I believe.
Generator. There's Bay Meadows. That's the one that gives you the shot into the yard.
Yeah, wait till this thing makes transition.
This is all half view, okay? I've only heard about the quality of the main line.
No, I'm talking about the engine. It gets up to about 20 miles an hour. And we're from series to around.
Yeah.
Drop the load and then load right back up.
okay.
Huh?
Okay.
Is it too good? Yeah.
Okay.
It's really horrendous, like when you can be like on a hard pull, you know? I thought we were gonna get a knuckle on because they're not supposed to do it. I had one SD 240s, and the 240s made transition at the same time.
32. 35.
That's about the all last ratio.
Double speed in here.
No.
39. 42 is what he's holding right now.
I've only heard about the quality of the main line. I've never got to feel it.
Say answer or reject.
what is the standard? Is it so many feet from the gate they'll go to the barn? How did that work?
I don't know, to be honest with you. I mean, I've always seen the signs, you know, on the track. But I don't know if they go by that or if they go by some other protocol.
The maximum speed limit. They have when they get south.
Oh, man.
Arkansas streets and trips.
All depending on slow order.
That's the program I use for tracking us on Amtrak.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Streets and maps.
Streets and trips by Microsoft. The thing is with that, you can watch a route and come back later and push pins for waypoints and points of interest and things of that nature.
I would assume you could extract GPS coordinates. So now if you've got a camera with GPS, you can pin photographs to the map, the trip.
There's almost equivalent. They're working on one fix on it for me to work on the Android tablets and such, called pin route, and do the same kind of thing. The only thing we've got to do now is figure out how to transfer maps from one to the other.
The engineer has to manually shoot the horn.
Yes.
How many buses are there altogether over there?
More than you can count on your fingers and toes.
Over 300.
Yeah, he's like crossing a mile.
They told us last night, was it West Brown, they were gonna get closed crossings? Two of them? Yeah, they were gonna get closed two crossings so that they would have their 1,000-foot elevated platform for the Baltimore, Florida. That was kind of interesting.
Yeah.
You know,
And the train's going to block the intersections all the time anyway.
yeah. The other thing we heard, I don't know if you heard, they told us, is when that train pulls into the platform, right at the doors, they're gonna have a thing that little bumps out and seals the platform so there's no gap. Makes sense, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they've been doing that in Europe for years, and the metro rail system in Portland does that also.
They are so user-friendly on that metro rail.
And of course, in the meantime, Amtrak just got another black eye about not having made any improvements over ADA.
Yeah.
One reason that they can do some of that, Greg, is that bypass track so that the high and wides can get around the station.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Excessive width,
those-
excessive height, yeah.
Yeah, well, they also tend to have low clearance issues.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
You know, so they're probably looking at a 3 or a 4 inch gap, being able to shut that down and.
One of the hardest things I can imagine with all Port Florida, I'd have a question about this. The delays you get with Norfolk Southern and CSX hooking up like 101, how that's gonna meld into the regular schedule of the high-speed trains.
I don't have a clue on that.
Separate trackage.
They have, it's not gonna be double track all the way down.
Cocoa South is supposed to be.
Yeah, Cocoa South is supposed to be double track.
So all the way south from Cocoa, they're supposed to be double track?
Yeah.
Except for the bridges, a couple of bridges.
One
Even
bridge.
some of those.
Some of those.
Jupiter Bridge is the only one that will be.
One bridge is what we've heard.
That's Jupiter, right?
Yep.
So far.
Yeah. Well, you know, hey, one step at a time. One step at a time.
Start making some money first so you can continue your investment.
The problem comes with passenger trains, you know, whenever they need a lot more track head blocked in order to sit there and run at those speed. You can't just, the dispatcher can't just clear blocks like you would usually do for a
Really?
freight train because of how fast they're moving. So they need a lot more open space, right?
Okay.
You know, so.
It's like, you almost think that whatever time they get the trains hooked up north and ready to go, it's gonna have to be sort of like 15-minute intervals when they take off. Sort of sledge to the high speed.
Well, some of the new PTC, I understand, the programming for that is supposed to work out a lot of those problems.
Allow for closer spacing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of what like GPS did for airplanes.
Yeah.
Unless of course you're a heavy.
See, the problem with PTC is that it won't do anything for you below 20 miles an hour. You can still have collisions. Yeah, it just won't be a high speed collision. So that's reassuring. It can't, it has to be, understand that railroads, you know, use restricted speed in places, you know.
Yeah, well, right.
It has to go back to everything being visual. I mean, imagine like if a train stalls and another engine goes to assist it, he's never gonna be able to get close enough without the PTC freaking out if they don't cut it off at a certain speed.
And to another thing, couldn't just push it back.
Why would you? It wouldn't be able to run as fast.
Right.
You know, and on top of that, because it doesn't have ditch lights on the rear end, it'd have to be flagging all the crossings unless they limit it to 20.
How do we see EPA come back?
What is your
He's not running.
Oh, EPA is running it?
Move again.
Few honks.
What's that mean?
Yeah, it means you're.
They're ready to move.
No, not anymore.
Is it?
They changed that. We're actually going forward, going backward is 2 homes. Backward used to be 3, you know, and stuff like that. I don't know why they did it and stuff, but I noticed that on our last rules exam that even though most of the time everybody still does the 3, you know, because who cares. But technically, yeah, they changed it. They make everything more complicated. As soon as you learn, they change it.
You know what Bayard's named after? This track to the left is the siding where we are, north of the Bayard. That was one of Henry Flagler's buddies. He was an ambassador. Last name was Bayard. That's where the name is. Yeah, this siding on the left.
Buddy, huh?
I'll ask Henry about the next one.
Our side is very left. Our side is left. We can't see it.
Henry doesn't say a whole lot. But listen,
See it right up?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. See the green? See the green over there? That's our side. We got it. Right over here to the right?
Yeah.
I mean, to the left?
Yeah.
Our signal's on the left.
Okay.
Whenever you face it.
Hear what he has to say.
I've sat at his desk on car 90.
Yeah.
Diverging green.
Oh, at the Flagler Museum?
No, that's
No, who
91.
owns that? Who owns the 90? That's up,
The Holman George Foundation. Same people who own the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And it's on indefinite loan to the Indiana Transportation.
they have no intentions of parting with it.
They're isolated now. Their access to the outside world has been cut off now.
Oh, landlocked.
90 was actually Amtrak certified in the 80s.
Up to what, 110?
It just had the 800,000 number on it.
Yeah.
It never was run on the Amtrak train, but it was Amtrak certified, so it could be coupled into an Amtrak train. I was at Indianapolis Union Station for opening ceremonies.
So it's got headed power?
They did have,
They pulled it out?
They pulled it out and put it on another one of their cars. But the Holman George Foundation paid for the HEP, and then after so long, they could take it back off the car, and it's back off the car.
Jeff, would you put this camera, I'm going to hand it to you, and then set it next to the window, and then press the red button.
Okay.
Lay it on the ledge, yeah, forward. You can go ahead and put it next to the window, and then just press the red button. Okay. Thank you.
The wood in 90 fits so tight. Henry's desk. Just try to slam the lid on Henry's desk. It's just a foot-down desk. You cannot slam the lid down with contact. The air cushions. The door in Henry's bed, the closet door,
Just do it.
comes that close to Henry's bed. It has a black onyx wood fireplace in it. It's gorgeous.
Milepost 15.
When they're pulling another engine like the one here, is they're like a neutral, so the wheels turn easily. He's not pulling against the gear.
Well, no, he is. I mean, it still has a rolling resistance. It's not like you can disconnect it.
So those
But
wheels
because it's an
don't,
electrical connection at that point up, you know.
the wheels don't rotate as easily as on a car.
Yeah, if you was to sit there and take that engine, maybe take this car and make it weigh the same and just push them down to the tracks, and it's going to stop first. Because of the gear.
And they're DC motors, so they're not able to generate electricity.
Well, I'm just talking about like if they were dead. You know,
Yeah, no, right.
what would roll them?
Traction motors are DC, right?
Yeah.
So it's not like you can have an AC generator. So by having the wheels roll, you can't pull AC back off of it.
You can't go AC off. You can't go DC off.
Have the AC.
So that's what about dynamic brakes. Dynamic brakes to traction motors as generators, and then you can load them on.
Okay, so
Dynamic brakes.
and then you gotta have the extra fans and radiators and then so it's just it doesn't generate AC.
Yeah, the AC is a little bit of
Well, more Florida, all more Florida, that's going to be AC engine.
Well, these guys are gonna AC your whole system.
All right, the new engines are AC.
Yeah.
7 miles an hour.
So they generate
Yes,
electricity,
44
the AC generates electricity when it's braking. Will the AC engine, will they generate electricity?
Yeah, they all do. That's why you have to have grids. You know, or for instance, like up in the northeast corner, we have what's called regenerative braking, where instead of blowing it out as dynamic, we get it right back into the grid.
An electrical grid, right, rather than
Yeah.
wasting power.
That's good, a lot of those engines that work after on.
If they were on electrified line.
Yeah, so these older engines, you know, it's still an alternator, it's rectified to DC for traction. The ACs are alternate, it's AC, it goes to DC, and then it's converted back to three-phase AC for the traction motor.
Every time you change, you lose.
Well, I think it's money mostly because you still have some subsystems right on DC. The radios, lights,
That always was an interesting argument between Marconi, Mr. DC, DC side, Edison on the DC side, and Marconi on the AC side.
They let them walk, they let them walk, you know,
These were they drive the bus.
Oh, okay.
The neighbors walk up to the garbage. Say, garbage.
Edison designed the lighting system.
Now I see 7-Eleven on the line.
Power by 3 dynamo generators. And then they have 4 dynamos powered by RTs as well. They use for work lighting during the summertime. And it ran RTs.
That's the other thing, you know, working the railroad, the train is out, you're working on the tracks all the time.
Weather testing,
you know.
I went up in New Jersey to Menlo Park.
So
And I went to the train there, which is actually the second
you got it, you pass, when you can ride past the train. There's some
went to this house. And back then, only the very elite had some Christmas trees. And I forget what they call it, because it's a national park or accident, but it was like multi-$1,000 in that day and age to have lighted Christmas trees.
I was looking for that road farm. Oh. This is the morning.
Well, you know what really happened in the shores of this community? It's relevant. Henry story the short of it says General Railroad Code of State.
Oh, yeah.
The stories of his 4 magazines, and that's what made this happen. Well, the untold story about this is there was actually 6 of them. And the 2 that said, absolutely, Mr. Flagler, this cannot be done, and they went to work for the state board system.
Yeah, and then they built the line that I run on ground. Have wooden curves in the street.
Henry got off the train, and his first person was getting off the train, to hear the children, and see them. And the next thing he said is that he now die a happy man that day.
What was the story that was originally set out? It was coal docks down in Key West. Right? And then,
Yes,
and then with the the ship still converted to oil. I know where you do. They did explain to me that it's
No, he's got to wait on the story that is behind us. If that's who it is, there's somebody running out of Bayard behind us.
So it really is a hurry up and wait business.
So there's a house scheduled on the accident here in the United States. No.
Yeah,
they're pretty close on time. Schedule. That's more along the line.
Trains are faster.
This is going all the way down to Miami.
Yeah.
Hurry up, get it done.
Along the way.
We ride these passenger cars on the Bowden freight train.
That's a 11,000-foot train.
Typically, we know what they do.
All that power, over 2 miles long. Okay. See, I'm
Word
wondering
gets out.
how long of a rail they run. I didn't realize that
Norfolk
they
Southern
ran
said
it that
they don't
long.
run passenger cars on the ground.
Why you gotta give them a power?
I've seen.
You know, crazy. Full truck.
Run on the bottom. Great, great.
Last time when I was there on that, it was $18. You go, 20. 20.
Up north, we run just, we run lines.
Where's up north?
I'm in Michigan.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, I'm on the main line between
Had a rough one.
So you can up.
You know what? I work for Amtrak.
Oh, wow.
But I put up with the freight trains a lot.
Okay.
No, majority of it, all goes there to run the
You know, a guy from my hometown, Drax, worked for Amtrak. No slack action heroes on the I'm from Pahokee.
Not fighting many grades either.
Well, no.
You know, this really is like the ideal railroad, right?
Yeah. But again, you make up of what you're running. You have rock,
On the side,
what you have.
yeah.
It makes a big difference in the handling.
Oh, this one couldn't see it.
Now imagine one of them unit trains coming out of Medley. That's gotta, right? 100 cars, 100 tons?
Right, it all, not to make up the train.
Supposed to be easier. I felt like when I was doing the freight stuff, I think the hardest thing to run is just straight auto racks. You know, especially because we obviously said something on this law. I ran about 90, 100,000 foot, you know, over underlaid grades, you know, and that's what the hard part was, just, you know, bearing in mind where the rest of your train was at and the fact that they need so much time to get the brakes to pump off of them. They had to make sure when you released the brake, that you really gave it time to release before you started coming out on the throttle, especially if you were going to come out of the dip. If you didn't, those brakes were still set up on the bottom, you snap your hands.
Yeah, it's great to do, but
Well, I already had some throttle on it, you get stretched. Release the brake, it takes time because of the length for those brakes to actually release.
How do you know going back and down the bottom, let's say,
Wow.
is it a field?
Yeah, it's all the same European thing.
You just gradually feel it, you gradually bring it down.
Yeah, just over years, you know.
There's no digital screen out telling you air pressure is down.
Good job.
It'll come out, the lighting isn't right because of the, not on the cell phone coming up, but it's a good idea though.
Yeah, but you know, you transfer that onto your computer, you can highlight it.
Yeah.
I didn't realize I could do that until I started playing.
Have you ever had the brakes go on in emergency because the line broke? What happens when you're plowing along, thinking everything's cool, and all of a sudden, you just feel the thing breaking?
It happens when it goes into emergency and something called the PCS light, you know, where you use the power of the engine. You don't need to have
Control of
you can write it down, you stop, fix the problem. What's that?
Double eyes. These are two, yeah.
You have to appreciate the art.
It basically depends on what I have to do and nuances. Typically speaking, the only time I really stretch brake is, you know, like when we have private cars, you know, because their brakes suck for the most part compared to the, you know, Amtrak cars. And also, like auto train, you'd always stretch them, you know, you don't have to touch the dynamics. Yeah, it just depends. Like if I gotta slow down just like maybe 10 or 20 mile an hour, then I'll just stretch brake it or put it in idle, you know, use the engine to wait to keep it stretched. Yeah, as the cars are braking and slowing it down. But if it's like a big drop, let's say I'm going from like 80 to 30, I'll use the blended brake, which uses, you know, a little bit of everything. and you just control it all with one hand. The Amtrak cars, they have 16 brakes per car. You got one on each tread, and you got 2 rotors on each axle. Actually, one of my favorite spots was always Tennessee going north. When the trains were operating the other way, when the coaches were on the bottom, let's say they were working 9 cars back, I can hit the crossing, which is right at the south end of Tennessee, and still get a stop. And I'll at that crossing, I'd still be doing about 52 miles an hour. And that's not even using the full amount of brakes.
When I was up in Melbourne, they called me one night, 30 and hit when the train did get to Elkhart, Jim's talked to the engineer, said he hit the guy at 70 mile an hour, and he had that train stopped at about 5 or 6 miles.
Yeah, you can go from 80 to a dead stop at emergency, and usually like 16 to 1,800 feet.
Oh, what it was?
Yeah.
So much different than freight.
That was Amtrak number 1, and they actually did
Number one was the one was the release order for the
It had been repaired by then, but it had, if you look through the pictures on railroad pictures out there, you've got cars that are being built in there for a while, and it just had this banged in.
Have you ever experienced derailing?
with Amtrak. No, CSX.
What happens when you derail? You just suddenly feel a tug or something? Or
You can. That's a lot of times you'll feel back in the train. Shoot, or most of the time the train just goes emergency. So. A lot of times the engines will derail going through crossovers that they haven't used in a while.
When NS first started running.
Georgia, the southern comes up and parallels here, and then we cross it up in downtown. We was going by the old ramp there south of Dalton. I looked over, I don't know what they were doing. I guess they were switching, maybe coupled up too hard. They kicked the road rail out on the side, and there were just brake rotors just hanging out the back end of the trailer. And nobody even told us. We come by the 40 miles an hour. I mean, it could have easily derailed on the CSX side, and we did nothing about it.
That's why they went away from Fairbanks. There's only one of them in existence.
Well, we don't, yeah, that wasn't one of those. That was one of the newer ones, you know.
Mark 4, there's only one Mark 4 that ever existed. NS even went as far as to save a couple sets of complete parts for it and donated those. Half the trailer was donated by Wabash National. They didn't own
Yeah, wasn't that like a private enterprise
It was owned by Wabash National out of Lafayette, Indiana.
One of these switches right here was the first switch ever built and laid with concrete ties. Which one it is? It's one of these. I think it's this one right here, or the one that splits off with the right on the left right there.
Yeah, we can't there's sort of like
Laid as
along
one
the
whole.
see if I can get a picture. His camera was mine or his brother. Okay, let's see if I can get that. Okay. That'd be fine. Mom wants to be next to the farm in the office.
How's this compared to
Does it?
Years ago, when I'm going, like many years ago, probably back in the mid-80s, late 80s, I took the auto train. And we were going up, from Orlando, or whatever it was, Norton, Sanford, right? So that was Hurricane Hugo.
Oh.
The day Hurricane Hugo, the night Hurricane Hugo. Well, they had to reroute off their normal eastern path. So at one point in the middle of the night, sleeper, and I wake up and I look out the window. There's automobiles parked out there, half of them. We're just waiting.
No, we're on the same train.
The whole area.
We left, we were on the same train.
We ended up getting a couple hours late. 4 hours late that day. That was something.
There's quite a shop down there, Bowden Trade facility, isn't there?
Years ago, I was in tour of that.
They're big, quite a big
You
now.
can press the red button and get back.
The shop at Sanford, they've got quite a bit of capability there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Especially if that, I mean, they have a dedicated pool of 6 locomotives. And then all that gets done there.